Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk Real Estate and Stuff, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of real estate investing and the random stuff that makes life interesting. I'm John Whitfield, joined by my co-host Carl Samara from Carrot CRM and InvestFuse, and BP from the Mobile Home Park Operator with his fancy lights. How are we doing, gents?
Good, very good. How are you
Awesome.
guys?
I'm doing great.
Oh shit!
I have something to start us off here. So
Oh boy.
we've been taking a look at the real estate market here in Gainesville, potentially seeing what it would take to buy a house here in the future. And we've noticed some very intriguing things. Lots of price drops. One house that we looked at like 2 weeks ago just dropped by 45K. There's another house that would fit our family really well that has been on the market for like 150 days and has dropped price like 3 different times. Curious if it's just Gainesville or have you guys been hearing price drop?
Listen. I can't. I can't participate in this conversation unless I know what kind of house you're looking at.
Why?
How much acreage is it on?
Uh, so far we've just looked in the city, but acre lots.
HOA or no HOA?
No HOA. We're done with
Okay.
HOAs.
I can participate in this then. I can. I just think anyone who buys an HOA is a fucking idiot.
We've lived in HOAs now, 6 years? I'm so done. It's just
They're the fucking worst. They're the worst. And I love their argument. Their only
Mhm.
argument is, well, I don't want my neighbor's yard to be like shit. And it's
I
like,
really
well,
don't think
thanks.
it
What
like
aspect of
increases
HOA paying for it?
Everything. They're
pain, them
overreaching.
bothering you, like the
Yeah.
everything's got to look the
It is.
same. You have to go get them like their approval for like painting your house, putting up a fence, like anything.
Every community has different subset of rules, and it's all based on the dollar amount that you pay. It depends on the community amenities. Do you have a community pool, clubhouse, fence? Because it pays for the upkeep of the common grounds. But what
Mhm.
people don't realize is it opens up because there's no one running it except for Sam down the fucking road, who when he has a shit day or doesn't like you, he's able to make your life hell. And then you got to, but it's run like a regular democratic situation. You got to voting and all in a board, and you got to deal with all this. It's a headache, dude. So yes and no, John. I see it all over. I've seen it in my local market. I've seen it in where our mobile home parks are. I have seen some of our people in our parks, they're now buying houses because they're seeing the prices come down and interest rates are
Mhm.
getting better. And
Mhm.
these are areas where, 150 to 100K is like a doable thing for a house in some of these lower, more rural areas.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think it's definitely becoming something. Do I think it's smart to buy a house now? I
I still want it to go. I know it's gonna go further. So
no, I
what?
here's my thing. I don't think it's smart to buy a house at all, unless you're like me. If your thing is I want a house and I'm never gonna fucking move and like
That's
this
what
is my
we're
home base.
considering too.
Yeah,
Like we're very much like, okay, our kids love Gainesville. Like we
I
want
don't,
a place for
yeah,
a long time.
that's it. Like and that's the reason why people come at the boomers so much, but the boomers had a different mindset. It was like, this is like my generational home. I'm gonna buy it and I'm never gonna move.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like it broke my heart when I had to sell my first family house because of our split and stuff. Like that was supposed to be the multi-generational house like this one, but I never go anywhere. Like this is my home. It makes sense for me. Like I get peace and quiet from this. Do I think it's a financially smart decision? Hell no. There is nothing financially smart about buying a house. It is the worst financial investment you can make. And
It's
that's just
pretty
the truth.
stressful to even consider it. Yeah.
Yeah, I could argue. I'll argue that point with anybody all day long, where they're like, "Oh, well, wealth is made." Bullshit. When you add in all the stuff you have to do, it doesn't make sense financially to buy a house. It is an emotional decision, which
Hmm.
I can get behind. If you're rational about it, like, cool, dude, like, go do it. But honestly, if that, so my reason why I'm saying this, John, is because if that's the point, if that's your personality, it doesn't matter whether the house goes down 15K, 20K.
Good point.
You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be living there for 30 years. Your grandkids are coming there. Like, what does it matter at that point? You
Mhm.
just go for the house that you want, that you can afford. The other thing I don't agree with, never have, is never stretch for a house.
Yeah.
Because too many people I've seen stretch for a house saying I'll get the raise or interest rates will come down or I'll refinance or blah 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 blah. My wife will get the job. No, you get the house you can afford now and you make it work.
Agreed.
So yeah, I mean, I think I'd go for it, dude. Like,
In general, though,
Yeah.
BP, do you think house prices are coming down and stuff sitting on the market just like everywhere? That's why I wanted to ask David Olds
I think
about
everywhere. I think
Florida
everywhere.
specifically.
I think everywhere. I've seen it. I've seen it in a lot of stuff. I mean, obviously, I can't. I think I was talking to a buddy of mine. I think there's always pockets of every area that are so desirable that unless you have a major shift in an economy, like obviously the Great Recession, you're not going to see a drastic drop because the people with money, like I just said, literally, I said, an extra 20K ain't going to make a difference if that's the house that you want, right? If
Mhm.
that's you, and wealthy people have that personality. It's like money and time are different for them. Save time from looking. This is the house that I want, so it costs me an extra 50 grand or 100 grand to get it. I've wanted to live on this lake. I wanted to
Mhm.
be on that road. I wanted that neighborhood. You know what I mean? I want that
Mhm.
next to the beach. They'll buy it and they'll spend whatever it takes. Outside of that, yes, house prices are coming down.
I saw a news article, I think it was yesterday, and it was saying that homes over $1 million, the volume of sales has increased by like 9%, and then the all other home sales have decreased. I think it said by 2% or something like that, with the median home price still increasing though. The median
Hmm.
home price had still increased, not decreased. That was last
Yeah,
month's
I dig
like
that.
realtor analysis.
And this is, I have no facts or stats to back it up other than me just looking at things. You know, I'm always on Zillow. I'm always getting the emails from investors, and I'm still a realtor, so I'm always getting the property blast. Realtors
Mhm.
have this thing where they just, they send out ads to other realtors and all this stuff. And so I'm always seeing those. And a lot, you could tell as a realtor when the market's becoming more of a buyer's market, when brokers opens start becoming more of a thing. You don't need a broker's open if your house is only going to sit on the market for a fucking day. And so, you only do brokers opens in buyer's markets, which is where I kind of grew up in, was a buyer's market. And I hated brokers opens, dude. I hated open houses and I hated brokers opens. Like but you had to do them back in, like you just had to.
I
Yeah,
remember we
you
were
want to
talking
see
at one
these?
point. I noticed that in an area I like up here, it is called Southwest Ranches. It's kind of like
Yeah.
northeast,
Yeah.
but I remembered stuff
Everybody loves that.
was
Oh, here we go.
yeah.
I dig that house. I can get behind that.
That looks like, is this the house, John?
This is the house that dropped by 45K. And it's got like this wooded acre lot, and it's like a
It's an
lot of homes
acre.
here in
It's an
Gainesville.
acre.
It's an acre lot, yeah.
Let me see your map. Let me see your map. Let me see your map.
This map?
Yeah, Earth it for me though, like satellite it.
I don't know how to do that in real
Yeah,
time.
right. Come on, dude. You're fucking tech, dude.
Look, it's
Oh
just a
yeah,
bunch of trees.
yeah. No. But I could tell whether it's good land or not just by the trees. Scroll out. We're all showing everyone where John's gonna live. Like, yeah, if you're pissed off about investor fuse, go find his house.
I
Oh
don't
yeah, like look at that. That's good proximity. You got major road right there, but it's still tucked away. All old neighborhoods right there. You got some new developments there.
this is
Major
very
road
close to
down
where we
there.
currently live. Very close.
Dude, I dig this. I dig this. That's a nice, well-established neighborhood.
Oh
I'd be a
yeah,
little
like
weary of that over to the right, though.
yeah, no, you don't go to the right.
What was to
It's
the
like
right? I saw a little water area.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I could see like a hurricane and flooding becoming an issue, but
yeah,
obviously,
there's creeks that go through there.
yeah. I mean, you can, yeah. That'd be you need to be on the other map, but yeah. Acre lot, dude. I don't think you'll be upset. I think you'll be. Well, the type of dude that I think you are from talking to you, I think although you may not need the land now, I'm sure somebody like you will find an excuse to put your own little mini office back there, like a little ADU
Oh yeah.
setup. John, yeah, see, John's
80
already there. You go.
80
John's
I like that
already
house a
thinking.
lot.
But Shannon's like, we could put a turtle pond right here.
Yeah.
And then yeah, ADUs are like got passed in Gainesville, and you can put ADUs on your
What's the
property now.
what's the square
No,
footage? I thought all of Florida passed.
maybe it
Not
was
all
all
of
of Florida.
Florida.
2,000
I thought so
square
too.
feet.
Okay, hang on. 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
4 beds, 3 baths. 2,000
Too bad.
even.
2004, 47.
Ah, dude. So I can tell you from a dude who lives in a 2,000 square foot house. I guess yours is probably laid out. Mine's older, so like sometimes I just wish I had a cut. My original house, 2,500 square feet, 2.5 car garage, big 500 square foot back deck, and a front porch. It was honestly, and it was 5, 3.5, or 5.4 or something. Perfect. It was like that was ideal. 2,000 is definitely doable.
Okay,
I mean,
so here's the other
kids,
one.
though, right?
We went to the open house for this one.
Ooh, what is that? 28?
29.
20. Sorry, I'm blind. Well, how much land? How
Also,
much land?
also an acre.
Oh yeah, okay.
And this one's a lot nicer on the inside.
Dude,
They've done, I mean, the price is a lot higher as well, but they've done some nice things to it. It's got like a Florida room and a pool.
Tile. Cool. I like that.
Big kitchen. It's interesting, like off the kitchen over here, there's a bedroom with a bathroom.
Well,
So
hang on.
like
This is
office.
unfair. You didn't show us the inside of the other one.
I was going through the picture. Fine, here we go. So
Yeah.
this one is carpet that we'd have to replace
Oh,
everywhere, but it's
forget
got
the
this
carpet,
awesome
Look at
high
that, dude.
ceilings,
Oh,
all the
yeah.
wood. Like a lot of the older houses in Gainesville are
They're
like
nice.
this. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Baller.
This is a typical 70s home, I would imagine. 1970s.
Yeah, or it was 1986.
Okay, 86. Dude.
Got a little mid-century modern feel to it in places.
So
Smaller kitchen, for sure. And then missing an extra. We'd like a 5-bed.
I mean, if you like the 5-bed, go with the 5-bed. The only thing I can say about the other one is it looks like it's straight 8-foot ceilings, and my first house was 8-foot ceilings, and it left me wanting so much.
Oh, our current house has vaulted ceilings in the living room and in the master bedroom, and it's really nice.
Like, I think I got 10-foot in my house now, which is like, classic home, so it's really nice to have the 10-foot ceilings. But the 8-foot, dude, like that was probably one of my biggest pet peeves with that house was like, and I'm a short dude, that it just felt kind of cramping. And then you think about all the things you want to do, like bookshelves and stuff and decorations and Christmas trees. It really does hinder you.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can say about that. But that's nice. That's nice. Dude. Look at, is that a study?
Yeah, it is a study, but we'd probably turn it into a kid's bedroom because the other one has a
John's
bathroom
office
built
right
into
there. That's John's office right there.
Or an ADU out back.
Or an ADU. Well, you can do both.
Turtle green bathrooms?
I don't like the master bath is really small in this one, but whatever. This is
that's how they are. What year is this?
1973.
Yeah, bathroom small back.
But 182 days on Realtor.com.
Yeah, this one's been on. So these people moved here during COVID, and because we talked to the realtor, they're like the sellers are really motivated. Moved here during COVID, was commuting to Orlando for work. Then they moved to Orlando to be closer to the job, and so this has been sitting on the market ever since.
Dude, have you gone to see him?
We've seen this one, yeah.
What'd you think about What'd you think about it?
We liked it a lot. Like we could see our family fitting in really well because like this one has a family room and a living room and a formal dining. The other one only has one living room. So like a lot of spaces for the kids to stretch out. The closets are all right. They're not the best, but they're okay.
Yeah. I mean, that was it, dude. Like with my first house, it was like I loved it, loved everything about it with the exception of the ceilings, small master bathrooms, and tiny closets. And like, if you can get over those, and like, I was always in my head as a rehabber planning on how I could make it better.
Yeah.
And like, there was never an easy way. Like, what was I doing? Ripping the fucking roof off? Like, there was a point where I was contemplating raising the entire like ceiling, the whole roof structure up like 1 or 2 blocks just so I could get a higher ceiling. I mean, but that first one, dude, if it just had another bedroom for you, like,
yeah, it would be great.
I love this house, dude. I love the ceiling,
I love it
the
too.
space, and I feel like there's so much you could do with it to make it work. Is it framed though?
No, these are all these two are cinder blocks.
No, dude.
Yeah,
John, that's
like everything.
Look at that! Look at that! Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. You can't even see the house from the street.
Yeah, the setting of those houses is very Whitfield vibes.
Yeah. Yeah, John, I like them both, bro. I mean, the only thing I would say to you is like, do you need to move now? And or use the houses that you want in the area that you want, because it'd be like, man, like I feel like we are in a buyer's kind of market to where you just kind of, until you get what you want, like you're not in a hurry. Like 2 years ago, you're in a hurry.
Mhm.
Like dude, if you don't like this one, like there may not be another one, and that's why a lot of people got into the mess they're in now.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I don't
I
I
would,
don't feel like I'm in a hurry. I think Shannon is, but
you know what I used
we'll
to tell my
delay as
buyers back
much as I
during the
can.
buyer's market? I had this one line I would always tell them. I was a phenomenal realtor, probably the best there ever was. There's a new home that comes on the market every day. If
That's what I'm saying too. It's like we've
That's true.
found like these types of homes that we like, and I'm like,
yeah.
there are a lot more of these in Gainesville.
Well, I would always say, like, one thing I knew, it was usually the wife. The wife would walk into a home, and when I knew that we had found the one, she would literally, it was a whole different, she knew.
Mhm.
There was no trying to make it work. Even if the rooms were tiny, like it didn't matter. Even if some of it didn't match what she wanted, like the wife and the husband would walk in and the wife would look around and like immediately she knew. She would look at her husband and be like this is it. And the husband would be like, well, what about this or this? And then she convinces him and they're like, this is the one. This is the house. They just fucking knew when they walked in, dude.
Yeah. That's what Shannon said about
Did you
this one.
this one? Well, then you go with it, bro. You go with it. Oh, this one. Wait, what one? This one?
The bigger one.
I'd go. Then go with it if she's happy with it, dude. So
I don't
also
want to go for it at
120.
that price.
I was about to say it's also, well, it's been on the market 182 days. Type in this. Go to the public records. How much did they pay?
They paid 475.
Oh yeah, dude. Never mind. You're not gonna get a price drop on that. They don't want to lose
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. And they're holding 2 mortgages. They were already like they tried to list it at 525.
Yeah, they're just trying to get out because if you subtract their deposit, that's so 499 50K. I mean, yeah, dude, they're trying to get back what they put into it, or not put in, but like they're trying to get back their down payment and
Mhm.
break even right
I
now.
don't
So
even know
yeah,
when this one's what was its history? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
they're motivated to sell it to break even.
yeah,
Yeah, this one's been owned since 1986. Single owner.
that's the house you go with, dude. I'm sure that old lady or man has some stories to tell you.
Mhm.
This one's a beautiful house. I mean, and if we put it like since we can put ADUs on it, it's like kind of the square footage of the house could grow. One kid gets old, they don't want to leave the house, stick them in an
So
ADU.
that's like out here, right? So I have this 800 square foot building, and like it's my gym and my office and my studio,
Mhm.
bathroom, shower. You know what I mean? AC, like it does add.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And having this, I don't know if I would want my office in the house. My first home, obviously, had the 5 bedrooms plus an office, and like that was nice. But yeah, you're in the middle of the home, and like my daughter, you know what I mean? Like they still
Mhm.
come in
Oh, I
here.
want my office out of the
Nobody comes to bother me out here. Like
yeah,
you have
that's
to
what I
leave the
want.
house. Like that's just it's an effort that unless you need me, you don't come out here.
Mhm. That's what I want.
And then BP, what would be the reverse for John if John or someone in that situation where it's like, don't buy that house, would it just be rotate different rentals? Like as someone that has a
Um.
family and wife and kids, what's your general advice for someone in that position?
Okay, well, again, it's the same advice I gave earlier. Like, I feel like John's more like me, though. He's a homebody. He's an introvert
Mm-hmm.
type of guy to where, like, his home is his home base. He'll probably die in that fucking house. Like, I'll die in this fucking house. Like, unless I buy my ranch, then I'll probably just die out there. But, again, if your reason is to have a home because you think it's a good investment and you don't want to pay rent, that's the dumbest thing. Just pay rent. Trust me, it's so much easier. It's better. And you try to rent from somebody who's not a big business or whatever, but you could do what you could do. But if you want the home base and you want to build forts and you want to live there for the next 30 years, the average person moves every 9 years. And for that, the house does not become a good investment unless you fucking hit the timing right, which again, that's like buying a stock and hitting the bottom and the top correctly. Yeah, if you
Mm-hmm.
bought in 2019 and sold in 2022 or 23, like, yeah, you did good. If you bought in 2009 and sold in 2020, but for the majority of people buying a house on an everyday basis without trying to time the market like a professional, I
Yeah.
personally think if you don't need the home base, you travel a lot and you do these things, like I don't think buying a home is necessarily the smartest financial decision, even though the majority of Americans, most of their net worth, I forget the stat, I think it's like 60+% of Americans, their entire net worth is tied up in their home itself. So like
I
when
believe
you
it.
look at the average retirement income, the majority of that income is going to be from the value of their home. But again, if you took the same money that you would put into fixing up a home and doing those things and put it into investing, you would wind up with more money.
I believe it. Well, I think there's also a transition of the American dream.
I don't
Where
think
it's
there
like-
is. I don't think there's a transition. I think the American dream's alive. I think the feasibility of reaching what people want the American dream to be is harder.
The transition of the feasibility of the American
Yes,
dream.
I agree
I'll
with
say it that way.
I
I say it that way. So a lot of people still think, because the past generation did that that's the way to go.
So I think what Charlie Kirk said one time, which he got lambasted for, is very true. I think most men, and they did this study and he brought it up in one of his debates, where when they went around and asked like liberal women what their number one goal of success is and conservative men what their number one goal of success is, and they were younger, I think there was like an age group that they did. Number one for men was to find a wife, have kids, get a home, the traditional value. And like, I think there's a lot of young men right now that are looking for that. And again, some are just disenfranchised, saying like, how can I get this, right? But that's what they want. Like, I always joke around, but it's true. It's kind of like everything a man does is like, we don't do for ourselves, we do it for women. Like, we don't buy every guru, they don't buy the flashy car for themselves, they buy it because they want to get women. You don't get a bow for yourself, you get the bow because you busted your ass, and it's a signal to women. Everything we do is to try to like peacock, right? Like, we're trying to show these women what we're capable of providing. And in a way, like, being able to achieve that dream is like a success trigger to other men too. It's like, hey dude, I've got a wife, I've got kids, I've got a home, I have a good job, I have a nice average decent whatever car. And like, that used to be like a thing, and now it's like, I rent a home, I have a lease on a car, I'm divorced, my kids like barely see me, and I'm unhappy. So it's like, I say the American dream is disenfranchised, and I would blame social media.
I can agree to that.
So, and I would debate that with, and obviously I don't have to on the show because we're all in agreement, but like, I could debate that with people. There's facts to back this up. There's stats.
What you said, the study, what is it that women said they wanted?
The women was basically, I off the top of my head, I think it was independence, job, like rising the corporate ladder, and say it had nothing. The lowest on the list percentage of women was family and kids. Most of it was all self-induced. It was like freedom, job, money, freedom, job, money, something like that, and like happiness. I think those are and I'm gonna mess them up, and people can critique me for not knowing that side, but that was not the point of my story. But yeah, it was that, and then kids were down here. For the guys, it was opposite.
Interesting.
But I also think that's because there's a movement of people. I think young men are becoming more and more Christian religion based. I think homeschooling's making a big difference,
Yeah.
But I worry about what Trump's doing. Like, I love Trump, and I get what he's trying to do to bring money in and lower our rates. But like, if I think our economy is doing better than what people say it is. But
it's all last month were good.
The reports were good. The reporting on the reports were bad.
I didn't see any bad reporting.
So the Trump had fired the person who puts
we're talking about the labor reports.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so now they're saying that the reports that are coming out look better than what they are because Trump plays. It's the wildest thing. It's like when the economy is doing good and the reports are good, people are like, this administration says we're doing good. Everyone's like, no, it's not. Biden comes out, you go on the street, everyone's like, the economy's bad. And all the reports are like, no, this is the best economy ever. But like, bro, I can't even fucking buy eggs.
I hate
literally can't even, like, I got to buy chickens just to get food. like everyone's starting chicken farms because you can't afford food. And they're like, no, this is the best economy ever. So it's like this Wall-E world of like logic. But
Oh god.
but but I am worried, like, because if rates come down, so he can
Mhm.
pay cheaper debt, house prices are going wild again. And like, I get, we talked
Mhm.
about it, and like people are like, oh yeah, that's good for real estate, and it's good for me because I own assets, and when prices go up, people who own assets become richer. But
Mhm.
it's like, I don't want it to be good for just me. I feel like the country needs to be good. But on a different note, what do you feel about the logic, just on a logical perspective, that mass migration, illegal migration of the 20 plus million, some people are saying 50, but whatever, we'll just say 20 mil, because that was like the original kind of stat of illegal migration coming in during the last like 5 years of this thing that we went through. And
Mhm.
it's like that, on top of everything else, that caused home prices to go up because we did not have enough supply for the incoming people, and the free money that was out there helping immigrants get houses, down payments, all these things. And you could talk about the Haitians buying up neighborhoods, all these things, right? And Muslims and everything. Okay. People say now that Trump is deporting people, right, that houses will become more readily available, and it will offset that increase caused by that hypothetical situation. Do you feel like the logic is there, that the more let's say we deport all 20 million, do you feel that that was one of the reasons why housing was why it is? Not the reason, but one of the reasons. Does that make logical sense? Did I explain that good enough?
I mean, if you just phrase it the way that you phrased it, and I say I can't look at any other facts or dig into it, then yeah, that makes logical sense. My impression was those people coming in are not living in housing that the majority of Americans would
That's
want
not
to
true.
live in.
That's definitely not true. I
Maybe
mean,
like
I mean,
definitely the lower class, but I
when you
don't think
say
are they
want,
competing? Are they
I mean, I've
competing in
had
the households for like housing for middle class
Well, I
Americans?
mean, okay, let's look at my trailer park. I've had multiple people
I
deported.
know. I'm saying that it's a different story for lower income.
Okay, but a house is a house, John. Like the
Sure.
guy that moved into the one, like I mean, he's just a regular old dude living. I mean, he's a good American, regular. You know what I mean? Like, just, and he bought this thing from the guy on his way out and got a good deal, and now he's living. That housing wasn't available to him before, and he was renting. You know what I mean? Like, he just didn't have housing. Now he owns his home essentially, and it's like, and granted, it's not a foundation home, but it's a home nonetheless. So does I mean, I get it to an extent. Like, I do agree with that stat, but I don't believe all 20 million are doing it. But I guess where I'm getting at is I don't think it's going to offset it enough that with the
Oh
lower
no.
interest rates
I
that
don't
we're
think
going
it.
to
Yeah.
offset, then it's not going to negate each other.
No. Like the reason home prices have gone up cannot is not those people coming in and buying those types of homes for the
Not
most
my
part.
type of homes, but those people did come in. I mean, there's many examples of, especially asylum seekers, Muslims, they're coming in and buying up homes that natural born US citizens don't have the opportunity to.
Yeah, and
And
that's the part
yes,
I don't know enough about.
yeah, okay. I see where I get you. Okay. Oh, there goes your cat trying to eat your fucking turtles. Get
Ugh,
down.
That's so
so
funny.
annoying.
But anyway.
That's so funny. Yeah, I don't
Well,
think a big percentage of them BP would be like, I don't think John's putting in competing offers against one of those 20 million or he'd be getting a house
okay.
for one of those 20
I
million.
think
But
your perception,
mhm,
I think a part of the problem is our perception of the illegal immigrants.
Oh
On a
yeah.
majority basis, we're thinking poor paupers.
mhm.
They're
Yeah.
coming in with nothing. I think I don't have a stat, and I actually should have looked it up. But I was looking into a lot of this, and like,
I
you'd
think
be
if you want to talk that
surprised.
conversation, the legal immigrants coming on visas are probably more
What
competing
What
with.
do you think about the H-1B1 visa that Trump
I
just did?
think it's so stupid.
I think it's genius.
I think it's so stupid.
So, did you know that? So, I was looking it up, and I was watching some other podcasts, and I was reading some articles. A lot of tech companies were using that H-1B1 visa, and this is where Trump comes in, because let me start with this. John, $100,000 is not stupid because most of these jobs are $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year, and they're only using it to pay less than what they would be paying Americans. So if I could bring somebody from India in at $200K and pay my $100K, it still makes sense for me. But this dude was reporting, and they're out in Silicon Valley, and they're showing these like job listings where they're trying to bring people in, yoga instructors, just regular regular average paying jobs that they're using, but they're bringing them into their tech company and they're hiring them at these cheap rates because you
Okay.
can undercut.
Let me rephrase my stupidity conversation. I think that's valid and that should be stopped. I think it's stupid in the AI race. I think
You think it's hindering us?
yes. That is the one thing I'm concerned about, is like us being able to get that talent to come here.
I
And
disagree. Okay.
you could argue that people in the AI race will still pay that,
Yes,
but I'm like,
that's my argument. So you
but
telling me
in general,
you're a stallion? You're a fucking stallion, and China wants you, and I'm not gonna pony up the $100,000 for the visa? You're a stallion, bro.
I agree with that, but I'm also saying the whole just perspective on immigration, I think it is more likely to scare people away from coming to the AI race in the United States, and that's something that we should be trying to get everybody that we can. So beyond just H1BN.
I agree that we don't want to hinder ourselves in the AI race.
Yeah.
But I disagree to the extent that we're saying that the company will not pay that fee.
Oh no, I don't. I think they would, but I just
So then
think
what
like,
are you saying? If they will pay, how will it hinder?
because I think our impression in the United States is we do not want outside talent. Just that ruling, and then just how we're handling immigration in general, I think we are scaring more people away from being like, I could go to China, I could go to somewhere else versus the United States.
Yeah,
well,
because
the
China
United
really
States
loves
doesn't
outside
really
fucking
want
talent.
people
But
from foreign countries right now,
That's
so I'll
that's
choose
not
someone else.
true. So like we have there is nowhere that you can ever say Trump has said or this administration said they don't want immigrants. They don't want
I know.
illegal immigrants. And
Right.
I agree that as a business owner, and damn, the guy gave a stat. It's what's the dude's name who does the All In podcast? The Indian dude. Starts with an fuck, I forgot it. He started. Oh, I know you've seen his stuff, but not highly intelligent dude. I can't think of his name right now. He was talking about how, you know, the name's gonna escape me here. I can't think of it.
I'll talk about Patel, are you?
Is that his? It's the All In. It's like All In.
I've heard of that podcast.
But I mean, either way, when we're talking about like bringing people in on these,
Shabath?
is he the skinny Indian dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that dude.
I haven't seen that podcast.
You haven't seen. I mean, they talk about a lot of stuff, but he is very well spoken. He is. I don't know if he's a moderate person or what his beliefs are, but he speaks very fairly about both. He's just giving like his opinion, you know what I mean? Like just, but it's always well balanced. It's not like radical one way or another, you know what I mean? But shit, what were we talking about? Now I forgot.
Scaring away foreign
H-1B visas.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not scaring away H-1B1 visas because at the same point we're saying we want you to come. But
if you break one small little rule, you'll get deported.
Well, I don't know what those rules are, so I can't debate those things. But where I was going with it is we want you to come. We love you. We love you. But the problem is where, and he was saying there's stats about not this. We're sitting here arguing about physically bringing people in, displacing American workers. So the logic is an extra $100,000 because you're going to bring in. I'm going to pay John $300. I'm going to pay Hashish from India $200. So this kind of balances it out. If you really want it, this person, they're that much better than John.
Right.
Make it even. And I think that's fair. But he's also saying a big problem is people like me or John and Investor Fuse or Nick Perry. We're offshoring a lot of talent, a lot of jobs that are meant for the lower income talent in America too. So we're now losing on both ends of the spectrum. And he obviously said it more eloquently with stats, but it was like billions of dollars. He had this, like the number of people offshoring stuff, whether it's call centers, whether it's admin work, all these things that lower income Americans used to rely on. Now at the top of it, you take that, the lower end away, H-1B ones were allowing the upper end to be getting taken away. Because, I mean, come on, what was it, $1,500? That's asinine. These tech companies are making billions. I don't think 100 grand is impossible. So I think it's needed. I think there needs to be a balancing out of things, but I also don't think that we're saying not to come. But if you're saying one of the rules is you come over here and you want to talk shit on America and then you're going to get booted, 100%, bro. I think if you're here on any visa and you're saying you hate America, I think you should be deported. I would never do that and go to another country. Like, I'm going to be in Italy. Go, I fucking hate Italy. Screw you guys. And be like,
why are you even here?
Yeah, why are you here? It's why it dumbfounds me that like people come and then they're like flying their flags around, bro. Like, why are you flying your country's flag around in my country?
I don't think that directly means you hate United States.
I'm speaking of some of the riots and stuff. Like I was talking, I wasn't going to say there were some Mexican riots a couple of years ago when the whole border crisis stuff was happening, and they're all there with their Mexican flags. Like, then go right across the border, bro. Like, if you love it so much, like, it's literally just hike your way back, dude.
They still have a British flag in here. See, look.
Yeah, and again.
Nice.
Talk about what's happening in the UK, dude. It's wild what's happening over there, and it's a shame. And there's this new guy, I forget his name, I was watching him. He's part of a new party, and he's talking about remigration, not just deportation, but how do you remigrate all the stuff that is done. He was walking through all the steps that like the UK, London, and everybody would have to do. And it's a shame because like I feel like how they got in, and I don't know your laws too much over there, but it's like they all got in the same way they're doing over here, going for mayor. And they start in the lower ends of the political spectrum and they work their way up until they kind of take over. And it's like, damn, dude. I don't know why. Like, can the king just not do something? Like, I don't understand. He's the fucking king. Why can't he just be like, I am the king? Anymore. He's the king.
He doesn't have any power anymore.
How does he not have power? He's the king. Why call him a king then?
Because they like their ancestry.
He has no power at all.
There's some power, but it's very limited. It's all parliament.
If he wants something, and he's like, I want this law to pass, he can't. He doesn't influence people. He's the fucking king.
He can go talk to them, sure, but he can't go do anything.
There's nothing he can do.
I mean, I would enjoy digging into this and understanding, but
I don't know.
He can't do anything.
I mean, every Christmas movie I've ever seen with kings in it, like in Moldova, like they have the say of what happens.
We watch those every year.
Those are my favorite Christmas movies.
I know they're so stupid, but they're so fun.
Every year me and my wife are like, can we just go there? Like, we're just gonna go to a place like this, and it's Romania. I think they film it in Romania or something.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah.
And I was like, where they're like riding the horse through like the woods, and like, I'm like, I want to be there. That's so Christmas. I don't know what else, but anyway. I digress, dude. I don't even.
Have you seen those, Carlos?
Which ones?
Christmas Prince.
Christmas Prince. When you settle down, you'll watch them. Don't worry.
I'm not gonna blame it on my wife, dude. I definitely picked those ones out.
They started it, but no, I enjoyed them and want to watch them every Christmas.
Yeah.
Weird guilty pleasure.
But anyway, we'll see how it goes. I agree with you on the AI thing. But I just don't think our country is saying we don't want you. I think we're saying we don't want you if you're not the right fit, and I don't think that's a bad thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing either. And like, I would love to look into the data with this and like understand the impression, but like, I'm worried that somebody sitting in a foreign country with offers from different countries will not choose the United States because of just what they hear through the media about people that immigrate there. That's what I'm worried about.
But like, here's the thing: is like, I think a lot of it has to do, without getting into the weeds on this, I think we used to be a country that accepted immigration and we were harsh on illegal immigration. And then with the rise of social media and then in just the populist media and all those things, the tiniest bad thing happens. And obviously it's liberal dealers everywhere. And it's like everyone feels bad for this situation. And so we start bending. Once you bend a little, 5 years, 10 years, the bend becomes bigger and bigger and weaker until eventually it breaks. You know the drill. And I think now we're at this point where they see our rhetoric as saying, we don't want this. And I agree with you, John. And it becomes almost like a blanket over all immigration. And I don't think anyone on my side, even on the unless you're on the radical ends of either side of these things, because there's always the anomalies, right? Like we're not talking like white supremacy Hitler shit. We're just talking about just regular conservatives saying we want immigration. And I also know immigrants personally who are offended by illegal immigration because some of these dudes, like they've waited like a lot, or their parents, a lot of them are like their parents.
I'm one of them.
Like, yeah, and it's like, how are you not offended by it, right? Like, and because of that, that's why we may not be the number one choice, because we used to be, because they saw the freedom of America. They saw how we treated immigrants, because if you were an immigrant, we didn't care. Like, dude, you're good at what you do. It's a meritocracy. You're phenomenal. You passed the test. You love America. So we love you. But it's not been that for, I would say, I'm not blaming it on Biden, dude. I would say it's been the past like 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
I would say 20 years of my memory as an adult, I would say it started to progress. And coincidentally, maybe you know what, maybe I'm biased. Maybe it is because of social media, but only because that's what I know as an adult. Like I literally grew up only with social media and I can't remember anything before it. So who knows?
You could say the same for the people illegal immigrating, right? Like because of social media, they're able to see inside the country of the United States and other people who have done the same thing, and it's better than their current situation. Other people made it and go for it.
So
social media is the
I agree.
problem with everything.
Is there going to be any time in history where social media kind of like goes back the other way? Or are we just going full brain rot?
I hope
distraction? So. It is 100%. I stand, and I know I never get credit for all my predictions.
You do.
We will be 100% going back.
We know you get them. We know who you get them from, but
in all forms of technology, I think the only way I'm not true is I think if we go down the 2027 AI rabbit hole, if that pans out, because you can't stop it at that point. But I think there is, and we may get into like a resistance thing, but I think there is a huge push. Even now, I read this thing yesterday where car makers are going back to buttons. And I bought a 1990. I mean, all my cars are all old. They're all buttons. And like I've been talking about, I'm like, I saw a dude, his name's Brian. I don't even know who this Brian is, but he's sitting there and his wife's filming him. And he's just like, I just want to watch the game. And now I have to have YouTube TV Premium. I have to have like Peacock. I have to have fucking Amazon Prime for Thursdays. I have to have like Fubo TV. I have to have DirecTV. He's like, just to watch like my games. Like, I just want cable TV. I just want the old cable TV where I may not be able to watch everything, but I turn it on and I can watch a game, every major game all year long. And everyone in the comments is like, I agree with Brian. Brian is correct. They kept saying his name like Brian. Brian is correct. Let's go back in time. Brian knows what he's talking about. And I'm like, I agree with Brian.
You have to change the corporations, though, because the reason they all did that is because they could make more money than cable TV.
Yeah.
So we just have to go to them and say, you're not going to make any more money anymore.
I mean,
that's the whole thing, is like they shop these freaking sports deals around. Who, like NFL will be like, who's going to give us the most money for this game night, and this game night?
Shitty, dude. It's so
and
shitty.
that's what they do because they want the money.
I mean, Goodell has ruined football with the amount of nights. Like, I love football, but now I got Thursday night, then I got Sunday, then I got Monday, and okay, cool. When they added Thursday, I was okay with it. But then they added another Monday night game. So now I got 2 Monday night games. And sometimes there's 2 Sunday night games. And it's like, I don't want 2. And there's not. I think it's just 2 Monday night games. And then they throw in a Saturday. And then, like, sometimes they're like, you know what? There's like a holiday. Let's throw another. I'm like, can you calm the fuck down? I love football. But calm the fuck down with all these fucking days of football. Like, I got other shit to watch too, bro. Like, okay, it was just supposed to be Sunday. One fucking day with one game on Monday. As a kid, I got to stay up and eat popcorn.
I missed that.
One day. And we look forward to it. Thursday, we ate it. We were like, fine. Like, but he's overdoing it.
So they increase the amount of, like, games per year.
And now it's not just that. Now there's
Mhm.
Sunday. Oh, I forgot Sunday morning because we're
London.
in Ireland or we're in London, and it's like my son keeps asking, like, "Why are we doing this in this country?" I'm like, they just want to spread it.
There's
you know?
not enough breaks.
Yeah.
There's not
Like-
enough time between the games to like fully appreciate it. Like a Monday
No.
night game and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. In 72 hours, there's another game. Less
Or
than
like-
72 hours.
And like, imagine like California, the games are like 10 a.m. East Coast, and you waking up like, honey, we gotta wake up at 7 to watch this game. Make the coffee.
Yeah.
Calm. Like,
I would love that
Anyway.
for the night games though. The primetime games would be nice.
well, that's what they say they're doing with the 2 Monday nights. Is they start one at 10 and the others at 7. So like the West Coast people, but you know what? Fuck the West Coast people. All fucking,
Yeah.
they're not watching football. They're too busy fucking jerking off the fucking gay porn. That is not. That is. I just
Producers
want to.
just admire.
I just want to say that is not a depiction of the entire West Coast, but I would say it's accurate depiction of many of them over there.
That's your opinion.
That's my opinion. There's no facts for that. Just my straight opinion, and obviously it was funny because both of them laughed and got really
Mhm.
uncomfortable.
Facts.
Facts. Those are facts. So I was gonna say this. If we're gonna circle back to real estate, I was gonna show you guys. So like,
Yeah.
let me share my screen, John. How do I do this? Oh, I think I got to get out of my big screen. So we know at my park, I've been doing a lot of stuff, a lot of major
Mhm.
stuff. Some people say the most major stuff anyone could possibly do.
That's hilarious.
So
People treat these mobile home park
Yeah.
syndicators so poorly. There's so many great ones out there. They just get treated poorly by their real estate investing communities.
I know. Damn right. It's the radical left always hating on the real estate people, protesting us, landlords. So if you just, there's nothing crazy here I want to show you at first, but it's just like, if you take a look, you could see like a lot of trees everywhere.
Hold on, which park is this?
This is my one in Hot Springs.
Okay.
Like, see this cluster right here? Like, remember this right here. Just
Okay.
remember this. Okay, so anyway, it's a building, but you see all these trees. Like, they're loblolly pines. It's a state tree. If you didn't know of Arkansas, just shit. How tall do you think they are?
Oh, those things are a good, what, 60, 80
Yeah.
feet?
60 feet on a good day. Anyway, they're all over the place. It's like 11 acres, but like, dude, it's wild, right? But it's a nice park. You can see trees. My park goes up the hill. It's a huge park. But just look at all these. So remember this too, like all these, just trees everywhere, bro. How big they are, dude, like massive. Anyway, so I hired a company, and so we started demoing trailers. So I'm
Mhm.
demoing them. So you can see, so when we take it out, they basically gut the inside first. I pay for the dumpsters, so I got some 22-yarders out there. So for people thinking running mobile home parks or all this, it's just, you collect rent. Like, it's a lot of work. You got to coordinate stuff. So then we flat pack them, you know what I mean? And some of it will get hauled off to metal scrappers. Everything else will go into the dumpsters. But we start ripping all these things down. So now you can see like the cleaned out lot. Like, there it is.
Mhm.
There's the steps. Boom, to pack. They'll bring them back. The city will come, take them, dump them, and I pay the bill. So we ripped a lot of these down. But now, remember that one I told you to not forget about?
Mhm.
That's where it used to be.
What?
That was it right there. Like that little area, like that home, where was it? That's the home being torn down. That's it. That's where that home was. Now look at all these trees. So
Mhm.
once they came and did this, so we tore down about 8 or 9 homes. Got good pricing on it. I had 2 different guys because one guy didn't want to tear that double wide down because it was like a snake pit. So the other guy I hired had this, and he wasn't afraid of riding into the snake pit because he's like, I'll just fucking crush them all.
They can't get to me.
Yeah. So, I mean, he tore it down, right? We disconnected. So I had an electrician. So I know you guys aren't asking, but basically, like, I had an electrician come in. We disconnected all the lines and meters because we had to bring heavy equipment in. From there, we make sure all the water shut off. From there, we bring the dumpsters and start tearing it down. Then they come through and clear it off. Now, once that was done, I could get my tree guys in. So I've had like multiple vendors lined up to do all this, and I
Mhm.
needed it done by the quarter. because I have to report to my investors on the quarter and I need to show them that I'm doing stuff. But it took me all quarter to line this up. Like it was 3 months of like back and forth and bids and like trying to get this done.
Mhm.
So, and I told you my quote on one episode. So we settled around 120 grand for 64 trees, like a bunch of stumps and like another like dozen or two tree trims.
Mhm.
So like a lot of work. So I had the guy sending me photos. So there's that area. This is behind that double wide.
Mhm.
We trimmed up this tree. But like, let me see if I can get to the video. So you see, like, right here. Where is it? Look at this, dude. All this cleared out. That was
Looks
on
good.
the. There's a tree gone from the building. Look at this tree gone. So if you see, like, see that tree that was there and all that, like back there. See, it's gone.
Mhm.
No longer back there.
Looks nice.
But wait, look at this, dude.
Damn.
Where's the video? Dude. Oh yeah, let's watch some of these. Can you hear the audio?
No.
You play the audio.
Think you have to reshare and choose play audio from tab or something like that? I think it only works though if you're sharing a tab in the same window.
Oh.
These mobile home operators get treated so poorly. I tell you.
You see the dude, like, so you see him up there? Like, look at the dude up there, bro. You see him up there? They're climbing these trees all the way up and they're lobbing them. Look at this. Look at him climbing. So basically, my guy, Luis, phenomenal. If you need tree service out in Little Rock or anywhere in Arkansas, Central Arkansas, you know, this dude, I'll connect anybody with him. Luis is phenomenal. Man, he's got like a crew of dudes, right? Just right. They rented a house in the area because this is not in their home base. They're travel to my parks because I use my same guys. Anyway, dude, he's got massive amount of crew. They're working multiple trees at one time, climbing it, dude.
Super cool.
Wait, I want to show you.
They're those trees are so close to the house.
But that's the thing, right? Like how dangerous it is for them. I mean, he's got insurance, but like, how do you get that off?
That's crazy.
So there's one where he actually. That's before it all happened. Look at that. I think this is the video. Watch this. There it goes.
Boom.
Wow.
That's cool.
Dude. So like, I don't know. Personally, it's just, you know, I thought that was really cool. But that was it. Oh, so that's where that double wide was. So like it's all cleared. Like this whole area is now cleared. They cleared the trees. Anyway, you know, I tore down 4 homes from that area over there that now it's like, hang on, let me unshare.
Clean looking park.
Well, we're not even done yet, dude. They've only done 9 trees. Like
They've only done 9 trees?
So like that's just one area of the park itself. So like they have to like come all the way up, if that makes sense. Like we
How
have
long is it going to take them to do that?
Well, at the rate he's going, dude, like honestly, not long.
Is that just one day work yesterday?
Yeah, that was well, and I think one of those videos was from today. But if you take a look at my park, it's like, so he's down in one section kind of, and it's like from there. Here, let me show you. How do I share it again? Do some live training. Oh, I see where I could have done the audio. You really missed the action with the saws. So like right here, like this is the white building. This trailer, this trailer, this trailer, this trailer, and the double wide was back here.
Okay.
So when I showed you that open area,
Yeah.
all of these trees.
Is that your parking lot back there with the boats?
No, that belongs to them. I own all of this. So This is the double wide right here, so you could kind of see the double wide roof. So
Mhm.
like that's what I was saying. When you saw that open area, all of this got chopped down, so I
Okay.
could open up this whole park right here. And then my park goes along the so here's the lake, right? Like Washita Mountain Valley water, that's where it comes from.
Nice.
And that's Lake Hamilton. Washita's the river, but anyway. So we come here. So they're coming through, dude. Like these are just like 9 massive trees and some trimming that they did here. And then you come here and it's all of this.
Oh dang.
So they're coming up, dude. Like they're knocking, dude. Some of these, like if you look here, I know it's shitty quality, but like this is on the home. These are all sitting on the home. So where it gets difficult is when they're coming through and cutting all of these down with the homes directly underneath them.
Mhm.
And like that's where like they're really getting paid to do. And like a lot of these are just way too big and they're covering, like where is it? If you look here, like I have vacant lots in here and you can't even get homes in because the trees have grown. Like all of this is going to go because there's a vacant lot here. There's like 2 vacant lots in here and I can't put homes there. So
Mhm.
like when I say 62 trees, like he's going through all of this. This is probably the only street that really isn't getting much done because like there's not much in here. And like over here, we're cutting all these because this is where I'm going to live. So
Okay.
like right here is where I'm making an RV spot, and then right here, this home's not here. This is like a creek that empties into the lake, and I wanted an RV hook up there so I could park my RV there.
Nice.
Nice.
But like, think about all those trees, dude. So like 120 grand plus the demo. I mean, I'm basically a house into this thing. Like I could have just bought a fucking house or like bought a fancy luxury car. It's not my money, so I couldn't do that. But it's my investors' money. It's their money. But
Yeah, I mean, if you're Ty Lopez, you could. I don't know if you saw recent things with him.
really,
What?
Did you see that or no? Your boy Chris
no.
Rude was posting about it. He was claiming profits from the, not to cut off your ending statement there, but he was claiming profits from buying, like he bought like the Pier 1 and like the JC Penney and stuff like that, or whatever,
I
like
know. I
old
remember
brick and
that.
mortar.
And
And he was claiming profit from those, but it was actually from other businesses. So they called it like $150 million Ponzi scheme.
oh, dude, whatever. If people
That's
tried
wild.
it, that's hard as scamming people as they do. Sometimes you just can't keep up with the lifestyle, dude. You know, expenses get too big, brand gets too big. You gotta keep it up. But it's like, I mean, like I couldn't even imagine doing that. Like I was talking to someone about it. It's like it's not even my money. Like all this, it's like, how do you even consider yours? That like, oh yeah, all of this that you touch and do. Like I'm only doing it because of other people. Like, but anyway, so that'd be good. So I get to tell investors. Like, hey, listen, like, here's what we've done. We've demoed all these homes, the roaches, the rats, the snakes. Like, we're cleaning up. We've done pest control on a lot of the areas. I mean, just overrun with roaches. Like, it's just a long slog, dude. It's like,
Mhm.
but once you do this, now people start to see what you're doing, rent raises. You know what I mean? Then once this is done, probably by the end, so by November, I'll be starting my rehabs going into the holidays and the end of the year. And that's when I'll really boost the value of the park because now I'm going to bring in, you know, whatever. I'm going to dump $250,000 into rehabbing all these homes, probably knock out and bring another 10 homes online at that price, maybe 10, 12 homes online at $1,000 a month. You know,
That's
so I'll
pretty good.
10, 12 grand at the bottom line. But I'm also going to lose people. When you start
Yeah.
doing this, trust me, I've already gotten the messages. Once the trees and the demo started happening, what's the rent raise going to be? I can't afford to pay more rent. I'm on disability. I'm on Social Security. I don't have a job. You know, I'm on retirement, and it's tough. But like, you just like listen, dude. Like rents can't stay $400, $500 forever. Like you complain about roaches and rats in the old homes, and you complain about all these things and how dangerous the trees are, and we fix it. But like, it's
Yep.
it
That's the way it
sucks.
works.
Yeah, it sucks though because you really don't want to do that, but it's like otherwise, it's why rent control is a bad thing because if you can't improve the property if rents don't go up, and if you don't improve the property, quality goes down, and then it's like it just becomes a foregone conclusion of like dilapidation.
Yep.
But it's a good location. You like that, John? Right next to the lake?
Heck yeah, I like that. Could put a little
Me-
boat ramp in there for yourself.
And you saw the houses around there.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
cool.
like, why could this not be a good middle class mobile home community?
Yeah,
Like, why does it
sure
have to
could.
be low income fucking people who, you know what I mean? Like, why did it? Because that's just how the previous owner did it.
Right.
That's just they didn't want to put the money into it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what excites me is as we're doing this, when you write a check like that, dude, and I signed the contract, we got everything covered with insurance, and it's like you do that and you start shelling out that much money. It's a thing, It's not like
Sure.
shelling out 10 grand for a rehab. You're like 120K. Boom. If you fuck that up, that's somebody's money. It's not my money.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be worth it, right? Like, the value's got to be there. Could you imagine spending 120 grand and all your investors go,
How
like,
do you sleep at night?
like, what did you
It's a
do
lot
with
of
my money?
fee.
Like, you just spent 120 grand on, like, what? But when you show them, like, I'm sure you guys saw the videos and you saw the progress, and you're like, wow, like, he's doing stuff, and that's what you try to get from
It
the
makes sense
investors.
when you're opening up lots that have been vacant forever. Like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And it's amazing because, like, some of these trees are massive,
Mm-hmm.
but we're demoing the homes from there too. And, like, some of them, because of the trees where the trees were, when they would bring in new homes, they would offset them a little. So what's happened is, like, the lots have become played. I was telling one guy, I was like, hey man, like, I might have to move your home a little bit because it's not on the right side of this driveway, like this sidewalk driveway thing. And you need to be down a little bit, or else, like, the space is going to be off. But there was a tree, and so, like, the previous owner, instead of just cutting the tree down, they're just like, you just go over here. But now you've thrown off the spacing for the lots, which means you almost lose a lot.
Yeah.
And so, like, you got to fix all that. Anyway, that's mobile home jargon speak, but whatever. But whether it's mobile
You
homes
come a
or
long way,
RV,
Big P.
I'll tell you what, dude, I appreciate that.
You come a long way.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I feel like I walk myself into things that I don't need to do, though. I told you that story where the lady's like, you deal with a lot of problems, but they're most of your own making. Or I forget what she said. She's like, most of your own making. And it's like this. Why did I buy this fucking thing? Like, why did I not just buy the pretty park with, like, the steady cash flow and, like, the old people 55 plus, like, just, pristine asphalt paved roads? Why did I buy this shit?
You will one day. You got to work.
I know.
Right.
That's I was talking to an investor on the phone on, like, Monday or whatever, and they were asking me what kind of parks we buy. Do we buy the Class A stuff? And I was like, no, we don't, and here's why. But at the same point, after I explained it, I said, but there's a time for everyone, even for operators, as there are for the limited partner investors, where they want those things or are able to do those things, where it makes sense to add those into their portfolio. You just don't multiply your money as fast or as big, but you preserve your money and still get a good return. It's not like a huge multiplication of your capital, like with a value add where you're doubling your money. That's not going to happen in a Class A park in Gainesville, next to the stadium, or you know what I mean? Like, that's not going to happen. You're buying that for the 3% returns that are never going to stop.
Yeah. Makes sense.
One day, my man, one day. But yeah, but there is a little dock there.
Pretty exciting.
I have a dock, but there's a dude with a boat on it. And I've yet to tell him to get the boat off, but when I want my boat there, I'll tell the guy to get his fucking thing out. But again, until I up you got to balance it. You can't start butting heads with people until you start increasing cash flow with new tenants from unused homes. Once you do that and you go piss somebody off and they leave, it doesn't affect your DSCR. So
makes sense.
Anyway, it was a good show. We talked about a lot today.
We did. I always like looking at the market a little bit. I was looking at some Zillow stuff down here as well, so it's always good.
You should look at Southwest Ranches. You and the king of Miami real estate. He always talks about. I don't get on Instagram anymore, but when he did, he was always talking about it. Or when I
Southwest Ranches.
Yeah,
I like it. I like John's vibe. Something low key off the grid. It's like I either want to be all in, like I am here, like super walkable, or off the grid a little bit more.
I'm like the perfect blend. I got an acre.
You are, dude. You are the
I'm
perfect
literally
one.
right in town. Like I can walk to the gas station and get a soda. I can walk over to Publix. Like it's, you know what I mean? But there's
Mhm.
noise. But I got my acre. You know what I mean? I got my wooded lot. And like it's just a rare thing. Whereas my first home was more like John's. It was this old neighborhood. You couldn't walk anywhere. There's no sidewalks. Like you would drive to the store. Still good proximity to things, but kind
Yeah.
of like off the beaten path. It was just one of the original neighborhoods, is what it was, you know, back in the 70s and 80s when things were getting developed over here.
Yeah.
Just stay out of the cookie cutters, bro. It sounds like you already know.
I would not be able to live in that.
God,
I would literally go crazy.
I would too. It
Couldn't do it.
boggles my mind how people are like, honey, this is our dream home.
No. And then you look out your window and your neighbor is 2 feet away.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Nope. Not doing
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I don't want the neighbor that close.
The only other
I
thing
guess. Yeah.
is land, like a ranch. Like it's,
Yeah,
it's
we
one
were
or the other.
considering that as well too. We've
Yeah,
looked at
where-
land in North Carolina.
I was gonna say definitely not in Florida, right? Like you're.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, John. If you haven't considered like North Carolina, like North Georgia, like if you're not set on North Carolina, like I was looking up at North Georgia.
Mhm.
What is that lake? I was gonna text you. The
It's
lake
one
that,
that we drove past. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
the one that Nick Saban. What's that lake that Saban has his house on, Carlos? And all the
I
rich
couldn't tell ya.
people. It's up in the
In
north.
Georgia?
It's south of where you were. It's like
Yeah,
south
it's
of like
a huge lake. We drove past it.
Blaine.
Hang on, I'm gonna
I
find it.
can't think of it. Saban. Yeah, just Google Saban's Lake. Lake Burton. Phenomenal, dude. You could waste some time looking at these lake houses. But anyway, I was
Oh,
going to
yeah.
say there's a lot of land up in North Georgia that's very cheap, that you still get a good climate and no alligators and good agriculture that you could do, you know. But like I would consider something like that. I mean, that would be the only way I would leave this house. I would still keep the house. I would just buy 100 acres in Alabama, Georgia, Arkansas, North Carolina, somewhere that I could, you know, or Montana, and just be like, F it, I'm going all out.
I can't do. I want North Carolina.
I would only do Montana or Wyoming if it was a full-on operation, like a business that I did for tax purposes, and I'd live there, and it was a full-on operational business that I ran at a loss, but still ran it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Otherwise, 100 acres, boom, done. All right, guys.
Cool, guys. Have a great weekend.
Log and load.
See you
Later,
next week.
guys.